today's inaugural session by Saraswati Vandana and D. Prajwalan. Tanmay kindly consent. Tanmay, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. So can we start today's program with the permission of the chair?
Yes,
We
please.
need your Rahul, please play Saraswati Vandana and D. Prajwalan. Good morning, everyone. I heartily welcome our today's chief guest, Shri Tanmay Saxena ji, who is Chief Operating Officer of Tata 1MG and has had a long, illustrious corporate career. Our very own Vice Chairman, Professor Punia, a man with vision, mission, and hard work, problem solving abilities, who goes always an extra step to ensure that AICTE, in its mandate, transforms itself from merely a regulator to primarily an institution which is standing by all our technical institution in ensuring that they navigate the future of technical learning and are they provide holistic learning to all our students. All other members who are present here, that is coordinators of 16 FDPs, faculty development programs that are starting today, my friends from academia, the same fraternity, and dear participants who are very, very senior, and some of them are even research scholars who are attending these ATAL FDPs on emerging areas. Now, why do we have these ATAL FDPs? It has always been envisioned, and more so by the National Education Policy, that teachers and students are at the core of teaching learning faculties. There has always been a dynamic change. There has always been a dynamic preposition in teaching learning. And many scientists have already done a lot of research on it. But it is a fact that with the technological intervention, with the technological integration, the change is very fast. The disruptive technological advancements are very fast. The way we are teaching learning is happening, our learning tools, our technology enabled learning tools, everything is so fast that we need to keep pace with ever changing scenario in teaching learning. Now when we talk about keeping pace, the first thing is that in all these emerging areas, our faculty members need to have the core knowledge of the subject. Then once they have the knowledge, the pedagogical aspect comes in, then evaluation reforms comes in. So if our faculty members, our esteemed faculty members know their core subject, then they feel very competent and confident while transacting in the class. When they know that their subject, and then when they are also trained by AICTE on various pedagogical approaches, subsequently they are also given hands-on training, hands-on knowledge and skill base as how to assess the students, then our teaching learning process becomes highly enriching. It is with this thing keeping in mind that AICTE started ATAL, we very fondly call it. It is AICTE's Training and Learning Academy. And ATAL for continuously 2 years has been conferred awards recognized for its outstanding contribution in the faculty development by World Book of Records. I would like to inform you, Tanmeji, and all other coordinators that our endeavor is that we should be preparing our faculty members in each and every emerging area, whether it is in terms of blockchain, or it is robotics, or it is developmental economics, or it is augmented reality, virtual reality, or it is any other field. And in this context, I would request all of you that you can suggest us more and more emerging areas for the ensuing academic session, where we would be including more areas. We have incorporated my team along with Dattaji, Gargji, me, and under the chairmanship of our institutional chairman, vice chairman, member secretary, we have invited all our industry colleagues. You have come from Tata 1M MIG. We have had people from Cadence Design Systems, ST Microelectronics, ARM India, Ford Motors. I mean, you name an industry, we have tried to rope in to understand their perspective and how can we actually enhance the employability, which as of now is not very impressive as we would like it to be. So with this, we would again connect with all our people who have been part of these ATAL academies from industry when we decide our core areas, core emerging areas for our future faculty development. I have only one request to all my coordinators, that kindly be very sincere, kindly be very serious, because maybe in the next time when I address you, I'll share that how one of the study carried out by Stanford has categorically said that the COVID pandemic has changed the complete teaching learning process, and only good teachers would continue to be in demand and continue to be relevant in times to come, whereas the mediocre teachers and below average teacher will eventually fade out. And more industry people will rope in, because the distance has already been dead, and now they can sitting any part of the world can actually address and teach the students. So if you want to keep yourself relevant, if you want to keep yourself updated, then it is you who have to work on yourself, your skills, your knowledge base, and to ensure that you remain relevant. Thank you so very much. All the very best. And please do these ATAL FDPs very seriously. Give your best, and coordinators, be responsible. Ensure that these are quality deliverance of teaching learning process. Thank you so much. All the best. Now I would request our Honorable Vice Chairman, a man with vision, mission, and hard work. I mean, we can't even cope up with him at this age. Sir, kindly give us your pearls of wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mamta. Dear Tanmay Saxena ji, who is chief guest of today's program, I'll extend my best wishes and thanks to you for sparing time. I know how important your time is, and coming to in front of teachers, sparing time, it's amazing. We are always owed to you. Mamta, your efforts are very lauding efforts, in fact, and the way you have handled this ATAL Academy, and as well as the national education policy initiatives which has been taken by AICTE, it's amazing. I'll congratulate you, and during last 2 consecutive years, ATAL Academy has won the award in recognition at global level. It's amazing, and hope in your leadership continuously will be performing in the way we have performed during last 2 years. Your team, Amit, is visible, Gargji is visible, and same time many coordinators, directors, vice chancellors who are supporting us. Today we are having 16 ATAL academies. Simultaneous 16 programs simultaneously we are conducting in the country. It's amazing. I think sometimes we are conducting some 70 programs also. 70 centers are simultaneously connected, and the teachers are getting connected throughout the country. Remotest corner of the area of the country that is connected through the best possible resource persons inside the India, outside the India, whomsoever is having something very special with them, they are sharing with the teachers. So Tanmay, certainly our efforts are, whatever industry needs and whatever we people are doing in our academic institutes, it has to be aligned. If in silos we are working, if we are working in the different directions, certainly the dream of the country won't be fulfilled. And ours is a very large system, huge population base we are having. Roughly 50% of our population is less than 25 years. and our target is they should become very, very strong human resource for the development of a whole globe. That's the dream. Maybe our values, maybe sanskaras, traditions, core competencies, the communication skills, whatever attribute of a graduate you keep in mind, that attribute students should be able to fulfill, and they should be able to do justice with the expectation of the society. Our graduates should be technically sound, they should be professionally competent, as well as they should be socially relevant. That sort of dream we people are having in technical education, which we people are regulating. We are not the regulators for the standalone institutes like IITs, NITs, or even central universities. We are regulating that technical education which is in the affiliated colleges in the country, maybe in the private sector, maybe in the government sector, but that number is very large. Around 10,000 institutes are there in the country who are imparting technical education. When I'm saying technical education, it is engineering, management, pharmacy, master of computer application, then arts, crafts, design, like in these areas. And at present, 8 million students are studying in this technical education. You can imagine how big our technical education system is, and huge infrastructure in the country we have created during last 2 decades, say. When I studied, I completed my BTech in 1985. That time, these many opportunities were not there. This type of infrastructure or this type of facilities or this type of connect which we are having today, it was not available at all. Even we were not knowing after joining teaching profession, we were not knowing that this type of program, this type of hand holding with industries, it is possible at all. So it was a dream, and not dream even we have not thought of. But now the generation, the teachers who are in the teaching profession, they are very lucky. The type of facilities or the type of connect which we people are trying to establish, and even universities, everyone is trying, everyone is serious that this quality of education, it has to be improved. But the challenges, as Mamta was saying, that the acceptance of our graduates, that is foremost. And many times we are discussing with industries also, that please do tell us that what are the weak areas of our graduates. If they have gone out from our academic institutes, and then if some suggestions are being given, there is no use of that one, because those graduates have come out from our boundaries of the universities. When they are into the systems, and the industries are suggesting that these are the areas where more stress can be given, so many suggestions are coming also. We are thankful to whole industry associations, maybe CII, FICI, SOCM. Everyone is concerned, and many inputs they are giving. First and foremost input during last 3-4 years, which industries were continuously stressing, that the contents which we people are delivering inside the classes and the expectation of the industries, it is not getting aligned. Industries are saying that we are competing at global level. Our technologies, our products, our processes, our quality, our even cost of the products, it is same which globally it is available. So industries has to compete at global level, but they are saying the human resource which they are getting from our universities, that is not of that repute. They are unable to handle that type of situation. So that the industries were saying that curriculum which we people are having, which we are teaching them in classes, that is not according to their needs. So we have asked, we have requested industries that please do come, please do join hands all together, and please suggest that in which year what content it has to be delivered, and what sort of learning outcomes you people are expecting from us. Industry has given enormous time to us, and whole curriculum, it has been revamped in 2017, and many of the emerging areas which is the need of the industry, for those contents it has been added into our curriculum. Adding into curriculum, that was one starting point, but who will deliver that one? Foremost thing is, according to those contents which are the expectation of the industries, those teachers, it has to be trained. So these ATAL academies in the country we have created to support our teachers, and particularly in emerging areas, particularly the latest curriculum which it has been designed by the industries, how it can be implemented effectively, how learning can become effective. For that purpose, these training programs in emerging areas we have started, and now we have reached to all corners of the country. All IITs, all NITs, all central universities, all deemed to universities, they are supporting. We don't have any infrastructure. We are having Ms. Mamta, then Amit and Mr. Garg, three persons team we are having. And they have done this miracle, that enormous infrastructure which is available in the country, maybe hard infrastructure in the form of laboratories or soft infrastructure in the form of teachers. They have integrated, and that's the beauty of this program, integration of the resources which country was having, and it is bringing the confidence into the minds of the teachers. Second one, industries are saying that practically your students are weak. First, they are saying the curriculum which we are having, that is outdated. Second one, industries are saying practically students are weak. Theoretically, they may be quite sound, their problem solving abilities or decision making, whatever it may be, that may be strong, but as far as delivery on the ground is concerned, working with the hands are concerned, that is weak. So practical component even in this curriculum also we have announced, but during this program, ATAL Academies program, we are unable to connect that practical component because majority of the programs, due to this pandemic situation, we have conducted only for education part, theoretical component. Practically we couldn't do. Hopefully Mamta will be designing new pattern of these programs, where whatever teachers have learned theoretically, that practically also will be able to send them in some good laboratories or into the industries, so that whatever we are dreaming, that target can be achieved. Third one, industries are saying about the attitude of the students. They are saying that students are not ready to take the ownership. They are becoming highly materialistic. They are behind the packages. Only the stability into an organization is concerned, and time for which they are staying in an organization, on an average it is not more than 7-8 months. Industries are imparting training to them, and they are making them some useful human resources, but once they got training, they are switching over to another organization also. So attitude part also of these trends are under scanner, under doubt. So in that direction also we people are doing efforts. We are having now induction program. Even when students are entering from schools to our higher education institute, first of all we are trying to make them learn that what is your role for the betterment of the society, what you are, what are the expectations of the society, what you can contribute for your development, what you can contribute for your family's development, what you can contribute for community development, what you can do for society, even for the nation's dream, how you can be able to fulfill, and even at global level what you can contribute. That sort of environment we are trying to create, so that whatever gaps or whatever expectations are there, that can be fulfilled. Even now we are having students learning assessment mechanism every year, end of the year, what learning outcomes were expected from them and what they have achieved. One strong platform we have created, where lakhs of questions are there related to aptitude, also related to core competencies, and wherever gaps are there, there is a mechanism of corrective measures are there. So we are changing, even immediate change in curriculum for teaching learning processes, that mechanism also. And intensive we have made mandatory, intensive for students as well as for teachers. Every teacher, particularly new teachers who are joining teaching profession, they are expected to go into the industries for 1 month, because they are the core, they are the strength. Students will be doing whatever teachers are doing. So first of all, if teachers are not confident, if they don't have strong hands-on part, then certainly students will be weaker. So for teachers, we have made this intensive mandatory for 1 month, and students are expected to go into the industries for 6 months. 6 months, what industries are doing, in what way they are expecting that students should deliver. And not only in bigger industries, even we are saying after first year, for 2 months into the academic institute where they are studying, or nearby academic institute where enormous facilities are available, at least that learning, it has to be taken place in their workshops, in their computer centers, their programming, coding, all those areas, strengths which is available into their academic institute, they should learn. After second year, even people who are sitting on the roadside, some mechanics are there, maybe repairing TV, maybe repairing mobile, or repairing scooters, motorcycles, air conditioner. We would like to connect our friends with them, so that the knowledge which students are having, that benefit also to reach to those mechanics, and the hands-on capabilities which mechanics are having, that can be shared with the students. That sort of connect we are trying to establish. After third year, when they are matured enough, when they are 21 plus, that time they should be able to reach into the actual industries, and at least for 2 months they should be able to work into those industries. Finally, we are saying whatever learning they are having, they should be able to apply their knowledge. They should sit into the library, and whatever live problems are there, they should be able to provide the solution of that one. These sort of efforts we people have done. Probably sharing of the resources, the cooperation of the industry will make the change, and dream of the country becoming Atmanirbhar, or achieving the target of $5 trillion economy, that will be achieved particularly by this young population, which will be the future of the country, and hope the dreams of national education policy, which is in this direction only, and we'll be bringing Atam Nirbharta or self-reliant for the country. Best wishes to everyone. And again, my sincere thanks to Mr. Tanmay for sparing time, and hope your input will be very, very serious, very executive for every teacher who are connected here. Best wishes.
Thank you so very much, sir, for giving a comprehensive brief about what AICTE has been doing in transforming its role from a mere regulator to an enabler and a facilitator. Also, how serious efforts each one of us have made under the dynamic leadership of chairman and vice chairman to ensure that the development of studental development is holistic, it is comprehensive, and students are prepared for industry. We are very fortunate, and we express our heartfelt gratitude to Shri Tanmay Saxena ji, who is Chief Operating Officer, Tata 1 MIG, a passionate, illustrious corporate leader. He is a former global business head for Zomato. Also, he has been executive producer with Disney Social Games. He has done his BTech, that is undergrad from IIT Kanpur, and very proud that he is a business administration postgraduate from Stanford University. Tanmay, we look forward to hearing from you about industry's perspective, how to ensure that our students are prepared for a future disruptive technological advancements and industry ready with fully employable potential. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Mamta ji and Professor Punia ji. I think it is, first of all, let me extend my thanks for this honor and privilege that has been extended to me. It is, always great thing to be in the privilege of, or in the company of such august panel researchers, professors, in their field, such high achieving people. I would like to make, first a few observations. I am very overwhelmed and impressed by the vision of AICTE and the ATAL program. And I'll give you a quick sort of history of why, I think that. I've been fortunate enough to go through, the education program of our country's one of the most premier engineering institute, and then also had the perspective to go to one of the, most industrialized society and a most advanced society and get my education from there also. And it gave me some very interesting perspective. I think the first point that I would like to make is that this vision that the academia working closely with industry for application and actual, making this education work, I think it's a great vision. I remember during my time, there was this, sort of separation between academia and industry. People in academia would sometimes look down upon people who would go to industry because you know how pure researchers are, right? For them, it's like they'll say you have sold your soul for money, and you are not pursuing the pure sort of field of education. I think that has changed over time, and I'm very happy, and it's very pleasant to see that now there is more openness. And I would say the same thing for industry. They should understand that research and development, creation of an educated workforce in an industrialized society, these are all the seeds or the groundwork for a society to progress rapidly. Ample examples in the history where this has happened. Our own history, right? We used to have some of the most advanced universities in the world during the times of Nalanda and Takshila. And all that was focus on higher education, focus on getting different perspectives, and creating sort of a workforce that would contribute to the society. Now, there are two or three specific points that I wanted to make. So I am very, very happy that the idea of technical education training, ATAL program is sort of taking care of it. But here is my view on the potential feedback that Professor Punyaji was talking about in terms of employability after this education. And India, people say India has the boon of this demographic dividend. We have a lot of young people getting into the workforce, the largest in the world in terms of those who will enter the workforce in the next 5 to 10 years. So it becomes imperative, if we don't make them employable or contribution to the society worthy, then the same dividend can work against us also. And to that extent, programs like these are extremely useful. But the issue that probably you would have heard from industry folks, and to some extent, I have also seen that, is that technical education, which requires you to be subject matter expert, and let's say, in the field of whatever technical education you're imparting, whether it's mechanical engineering or data science or artificial intelligence, machine learning. I think the one part of subject matter expertise delivery is certainly important. But I think the other part that I feel, and this is not to do with any particular subject, but the idea of preparing our folks for critical thinking and general problem solving skills. I find that missing quite a bit. And there are 2-3 ways to approach this, at least in my opinion, right? One is you use a subject as a vehicle to train people into, being more capable in seeing different problems, figuring out what are these problem solving methods and approaches, agnostic of the subject that you are teaching them. Or you can use the vehicle of the subject itself. But either ways, the idea of critical thinking, problem solving, an approach to analyzing, these are general principles. And many students come with a lot of academic knowledge, but they just can't seem to apply it. So there is still a gap between the knowledge gained and the application of that. And I think there is certainly a need for focusing on the idea of how to develop these skills. There is also, and it is very interesting because an example of this I have seen in Stanford University, where the general management program for business used to, in the first year, have a lot of different subjects which were very business oriented: finance, marketing, operations management, and so on and so forth. They made a change in the curriculum, in fact, while I was there, and they changed the first year subject to more general non-business subjects, which is very interesting for a business school to do that, to take away some of these management subjects which are very traditional and replace them actually with courses like critical analytical thinking, and problem solving, communication, and now I realize the importance of that, because basically these are very transferable skills. As the adage goes, right? You are not giving them fish, you are teaching them to fish. As soon as you do that, the ability to gain more knowledge, fit it into the framework of how to look at problems, how to creatively solve them, it all starts happening. But I think for us, academia still is very much absorbing a lot of information, keeping it in your mind, uh, maybe through a test or something, getting the numbers, and then suddenly you're left into the industry where problems become complex. Problems are not divided by subjects, right? There is no, when you face a problem in the actual workforce, the problem does not say I'm only a physics problem or I'm only a mechanical engineering problem. Problem can be a mixture. And that's where the application aspects come into play. And I think that's where, if we focus and try to build some layer of education where we are teaching our youth to learn how to develop better frameworks and mental models of thinking, and understanding the complexity of our world, right? And there are many now approaches and courses that are done, right? So around behavioral psychology, behavioral sciences, cognitive biases, how we as human beings think about things, the biases that we are subject to, not data analysis just, but how we perceive data, how human beings sometimes think, these inherent biases which are part of our biological wiring, right? We'll always have survivorship bias. We will look at 2-3 examples and we'll jump to say, okay, that's what's happening. All this requires training and education, but this is not just related to a subject of expertise in the industry, right? So that's I think my biggest point. I would say that if a great program with such a vision can think of this as a problem to solve and help our youth by giving them better mental models and frameworks for looking at problems, thinking about solving problems, then I think they will be able to both absorb the actual technical part of the education as well as the ability to apply that. And I think that will solve for the standard complaint that industry gives, which is they come qualified with courses, but the application is not as great, and hence that translates into employability. So that's at least my 2 cents on this. And as Tata 1mg, we are employed in in the services of both skills like phlebotomy, which is the technical training for nurses to go at home, draw your blood so that we can give, and we have pharmacists also on our rolls. All of these are great skill sets, which and we are in constant need of these skill sets. But as I said, the filtering out of whether these folks are, during our interviews, whether these folks are employable, can they understand problems, or have they just absorbed information but don't understand why that information is or how to apply it. That's what makes us select. And programs like these, actually, if they solve this problem, can be extremely beneficial, because then the apprenticeship model will really work. The students come with those mental models and frameworks, and industry will be very glad, very happy to give them the opportunity to reinforce those concepts by applying those skills in an apprenticeship model. And I think most industrialized societies have demonstrated the success of that. And I am very confident that as our country is rapidly industrializing and growing and moving in that direction, we will be able to demonstrate the same. And the dreams of becoming a 5 trillion plus economy, I think it's achievable. It's not that hard. We just need to change our approach towards education and its application. That's all from my side. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so very much for telling us the way forward. And we completely agree with you that critical thinking, problem solving, experiential learning, these are very, very critical skills. And we have at every stage, whether it is curriculum development or it is our lesson plans or credit assignment, or even during our internship, we have tried to imbibe each one of them. But as though you are saying, but we would also request industry to come forward to provide that kind of hands-on training, because lot of things are experiential learning. Because when we do, we understand the multi or say interdisciplinarity of subjects, and how critical thinking, problem solving, breaking the problem into different parts, and then addressing each part significantly independently, and then collating those independent assessment and problem solving into one comprehensive approach is needed. So I would also request industry colleagues to come forward to understand that the human capital which we deploy is primarily generated by us. And in case we are not able to generate properly fully employable workforce, then industry would also have to actually spend its resources in terms of capital as well as human beings to train them further. Thank you so very much, and it is my heartfelt gratitude to you for being with us, sharing your precious, valuable thoughts with us. Now, I would request Dattaji for a formal vote of thanks before we conclude today's inaugural session. Dattaji, please.
Thank you so much, madam. Just indulge me for 5 minutes, because there are a huge team behind me who we haven't been heard of, right? So a graceful and warm morning to all our most valued chief guest of honor, our the coordinators and our faculty members. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have witnessed on this momentous occasion on behalf of AICTE ATAL. Firstly, I would like to thank our Lord for countless blessings and making the day a magnificent one. Prepare our students for success in 5 trillion economy, critical thinking, and general problem-solving approach. It renders immense pleasure at this hour that we are blessed to have a chance to thank the chief guest, Mr. Tanmay Saxena, CEO, Tata 1MG, an eminent industry academy expert. The vibration of gratitude attracts more positive thoughts into our life, accepting our invite and presiding over the function. Thank you so much, sir. Today we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, which have enlightened our minds towards new paradigm shift in higher education. How to perceive with data and to minimize the gap between the industry and academia. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time with us and gracing the occasion. I extend my deep sense of gratitude with profound love and reverence to today's guest of honor, very passionate academic leader, our own Professor M.P. Punia, sir, Vice Chairman of AICTE and now Chairman of Commission for Scientific and Technical Technology, Government of India. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You have molded us that what we are today. Your deep impact and bonding with us for highlighting flagship initiative of AICTE and the significance of ATAL Academy in the present scenario. Your gracious presence always energizes, sir. Thank you, sir. And in your guiding force, we have achieved the World Book of Records also. Thank you, sir. I owe a special gratitude to our ATAL team leader, Mrs. Mamta Rani Agrawal, exceptionally helpful and very supportive. Thank you so much, madam. Our sincere thanks to all coordinators, participants, and our regional officers. I'm confident, sir, your journey here with ATAL will be cherishable. My special thanks to my own team, my regional officers, Dr. Garg, Assistant Director, my technical team, Rahul, Gaurav, and all. Thank you, sir. With the permission of Chief Guest, sir, we are concluding here the inaugural ceremony. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All the very best. Thank you so much. Have a good